Hello everyone, welcome back to Rockin' STIMS. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're just going to discuss what's been going on lately with Christian. How he's been having growing pains and it's been getting a little bit more intense. Don't be rude, Sebastian. Things have been getting a little bit more intense.
That was very intense for the last few days.
Yeah, and we just want to let you guys know what's been going on, and we have been getting a few comments of like what's growing pains, and we just want to kind of like fill people in on what growing pains are and what Christian goes through day by day. Not every day, but
Thank
like
God, imagine.
Yeah, but it seems to be happening at least like every time the weather changes. He seems to be going through like a cycle of growing pains. And this year is actually the first year that he's been going through it a little bit more than usual, and a little bit more intense and longer stretch of time.
Yeah.
So Jazzy's gonna let you guys know.
But pretty much the way that we would describe it is pain in the legs that is kind of not, there's no rhyme or reason for it. It happens to a lot of kids, and the pediatrician pretty much just asks us a few questions kind of to get an idea of what's going on, and then she'll say it sounds like growing pains, you know, because there's not a real diagnosis or like things that you can see that would, or a test to be like, yep, this is growing pains. We've been dealing with this since he was 3. Unfortunately, it happened mostly at night, which is why they thought it was growing pains. He would wake up hysterically crying, twisting his leg, and just like not wanting to be touched and in pain. Like Hugo said, it happens every so often throughout the year. It happened again after, how long has it been since it last happened? Like 2 months? A month and a half? So when he was born.
Yeah,
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Because when he was born, that week was horrible for him. You know, we had him waking up every 2 hours, and we had Christian in pain at night. It was very bad. So it was 2 months ago, and then like 2 days ago, when I went to pick him up, they told me that he had been crying pretty much on and off for the whole day. And when he got home, it was super, super bad again. When we say it was really bad, just imagine your child running in agony back and forth, screaming, crying, twisting his legs, and you just like not even sure what to do, you know? It's very hard. I told Hugo like I'll cry sometimes when it happens throughout the whole day and night, just to see him like that. Even medicine doesn't help. It really crushes you as a parent.
Yeah, it's very hard to see him through that pain and just be helpless. At first, we weren't really sure what was going on. Maybe it was something he swallowed, or he just wasn't feeling good. The reason we came down to it being leg pain is because especially him being a nonverbal kid, it's difficult to see what hurts, what doesn't hurt, and what area hurts. So what we did was, like she said, we took him to the pediatrician. But even before that, he stiffens up his legs, and he twists them in odd places that your leg's not supposed to be bending that way. So it's very concerning to see him bend his leg in the opposite direction.
If I can add, that's one of the reasons why we ended up taking him to the orthopedic doctor, because he ended up running and bending his foot, where I was like, he's gonna twist an ankle, he's gonna crack his ankle. All of his 100-pound weight just right on his foot, like bending. It was horrible. So
yeah, he also his knee, he, instead of bending it 90 degrees forward, he tries to pop it the opposite way.
Oh,
it looks really bad, like really bad, and he is screaming hysterically, and like if someone's attacking him.
There's clicking sounds.
Yeah, and his knee, his hips, you hear it like popping sounds. So we have taken him for a few blood tests. We have taken him to orthopedic. A pain, what is it? That one guy we took him to? Was that
That's the orthopedic surgeon. Yeah, that's the guy that specializes in like muscle and bones. And he was
so we did take him to the orthopedic, and he pretty much, well, all he did was try to see if his leg was bending the correct way. He was checking to see if there was anything broken, and like if his muscle looked intact. If he was, when he was to touch the area, If anything would hurt, he would have him walk back and forth, see if he's walking correct or if he's walking with a limp. Everything checked out pretty good. So he said, he straight up just said, "I'm sorry, there's nothing I could see other than just maybe growing pains." A lot of kids go through this, and it's not because they're growing. It's because around this age, I believe he said it was between 5 and 12, kids go through some pains. It's because either they're jumping a lot, running a lot, and their muscles are just aching. So he says that could be part of it. But other than that, there's nothing he could do for us other than like Tylenol and just massage it, hot towels or warm bath. And that's pretty much it. And it's pretty frustrating because seeing him like that and just none of that stuff works. And we can't be giving him Tylenol or Motrin all the time. So we got to find a different alternative. So as of right now, my wife went ahead and spoke to the pediatrician.
When I spoke to the pediatrician, it sucks because all they tell you is growing pains, and I get it, like a lot of kids go through it, but when you see your child like that, you just feel like I'm not doing enough, you know, like you can't just sit here and give them 3 days worth of Tylenol back to back to back and still not work. So I contacted the office and I told them, you know, like my son, we were so close to taking him to urgent care because it's not normal for him to be in that much pain, you know, like it was very, very bad. So I told them, you know, like my son is in pain, like just I need to talk to the doctor. Even though she's out, I left a message. We have a rapport where she knows who I am, knows his history very well. It's okay. So she called me back and I told her, it's okay, Papa, we're almost done. So I pretty much told her, listen, I know that we think it's growing pains, but it's bad. You know, I was like, we need to do something else. She was like, well, every few months we can check his blood because things can change. I was like, yeah. I was like, what about a neurologist? Because Hugo, you know, Dr. Google, you know, we just can't sit still anymore. Like we were looking at it and the way that he moves. The baby's gonna cry. So I called the doctor, like I said, and I said, we just have to do more. You know, Hugo looked into Google with like pretty much what Christian does when he's in pain, which is he twists his leg, bends the whole leg, tries to bend his foot. He looks like he can't stop. Like sometimes he'll stop, he takes a breath, and then it's like he needs to run it off or something. Yeah. It's always constant moving.
Yeah, and he needs to be moving his legs.
He needs to be moving.
Like he folds his legs like in between them, kind of like his legs are just very restless.
All the stuff that we are dealing with, that Christian is dealing with, came up as restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
So we were like reading through it, and it makes sense that it could be that. And the person that diagnoses that, or diagnose, that is a neurologist. So I spoke to the doctor. I was like, we need to look at something else. I was thinking maybe a neurologist, and she said that she had in mind a rheumatologist, which is the bones, like arthritis kind of like specialist. So we decided our plan, which is, she was like, all right, looks like we came up with the plan. Those were her words, is we're gonna get the paperwork to draw out some more blood to make sure everything is still in order, and we're gonna refer him to a neurologist and a rheumatologist. Because those take a while, we have to start with the blood work at least and work our way through this.
So pretty much everything my wife just said, we're not stating that he does have restless leg syndrome or any of the above, but I do believe that it's a place that we need to be searching. We don't know if that could be the case or not, but we have something in plan to start eliminating things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard when they're like, it's growing pains. I don't know why there's a dang fly around here. It's very frustrating and hard as a parent when they just tell you it's just something that he's going to deal with because it's growing pains.
With all that being said, another thing is he's still in pain right now. So what can we do? Because all these evaluations and tests is going to take time. And we don't want to be waiting around with him being in pain right now. So we have been giving him Tylenol and Motrin and just like alternating the medicines.
We upped the dosage.
After
talking to the doctor.
And I also found this one spray. It's called something magnesium, and you spray it on him and it helps his legs. Because we've tried other ointments like Icy Hot, some heating pads, like the salt in the water when he takes a bath. Yeah, CBD lotion, and none of this stuff works. And it looks like this magnesium spray did work.
Yeah.
So we started looking into magnesium, like what it does to your body, and a lot of the stuff that it affects the body. It seems like Christian's flowing, so we decided to just go ahead and get some magnesium vitamins, and see where that takes us. Hopefully, it's not any of the other stuff like restless legs or none of that stuff, and it's hopefully just a vitamin deficiency.
But I mean, vitamin deficiencies can cause stuff like that, like restless leg syndrome, or at least spike things like that. So I know that a few subscribers, when I talk about growing pains, have mentioned magnesium, and I don't know why we take forever to buy these things, but knowing what we know now with like the spray and how it worked, we weren't sure if it did. Like I remember I gave him Tylenol, it worked for like an hour and a half, and then Hugo's like, try the spray when he was at work. I sprayed it, and within maybe like 30-40 minutes he was calm for a while. And then today Tylenol worked for a while, and then it stopped working, and then we did the spray, and then he's okay right now, and it lasts for a while too.
Yeah, like good 10-12 hours.
Yeah, it lasts for a long time, so I'd rather do that than just continue to give him Tylenol every 4 hours. So that's where we're at right now. We are going to try the supplements and try to get him where he needs to be health-wise. And I think what I'm probably going to end up having to do is just hold off until the new year to take him back to therapies, because he has maybe like a gap where he's good, but that's us as parents doing all these things to help him. If I was to take him to therapy at 9 in the morning on Monday, by like 10, 11, he's going to be dealing with pain, and that's a medical need, you know, like I'm not going to take him to these things when he's in pain. Yeah,
definitely. Well, how can you move forward if he can't concentrate?
He can't. Yeah. It's pointless and kind of like torture. Yeah. You good? That's where we're at right now. Honestly, I wanted to update because that's honestly why we're a little bit behind on like the vlogs and late, and because that's obviously not priority, but I did want to upload this video and let you guys know what we're dealing with. And maybe I know that there's been a couple people that tell me that their kids kind of deal with the same thing, so maybe this information will be helpful to you guys. Magnesium has been a big help, like the spray. So
if there's anyone out there that could kind of give us tips of maybe any of your kids went through the same thing, or you guys are going through the same thing, could you guys please share the love and let us know what you guys did and maybe some of the stuff we could try. Yeah, it'd be very helpful. Yeah, because we just want to help him, because it's brutal to see him like that. It's very, very bad. This is the hardest. This has usually been the hardest thing that we deal with Christian, his pain. Like, not communicating, being nonverbal is hard, but it's not like this. This is very, very, very hard. Yeah, definitely. Very hard. Medical obviously is always going to be very hard, but that's it. That's where we're at, and we would appreciate any advice that you guys have if you guys have been dealing with it. So thank you guys for listening to us, and we'll see you in the next one.